Hey guys, and welcome to the wonderful world of The Sims 4, where today I am doing a speed build of Cruella De Vil's Penthouse. um, this build was a little bit difficult for me. For one thing, it started with me doing a whole entire build and then the build not saving for some reason. And I think I've talked about it in another video, and I think what happened was that my computer crashed or something. I don't really remember. But I had to restart the entire build over. I had all of the videos or all of the video from that first build, but I didn't have the actual build. So I just went ahead and started a new build, and I actually like this one a lot better. However, there's a couple of things that I have issue with this build, and it's just that it's not exactly what Cruella De Vil would have been when Cruella De Vil was first like had just became a new Disney character. So it doesn't have the old traditional feel that I would have liked this build to have, but it's a penthouse, so it kind of couldn't. The whole traditional thing that I was gonna try to do with it just did not work. So I kind of did a very modern looking build in the fashion district, which I thought would be really high end and look really nice, and she would really enjoy. Now, this build is actually going to be broken up into a couple of different parts, and that's because I don't like to make my videos longer than about 20 minutes. You will see videos longer than 20 minutes sometimes, but my voice starts to get tired, and I start to kind of lose exactly what I'm trying to talk about if I talk for longer than about 15 minutes. So you'll see this video comes out, I think, to close to 15 minutes or a little longer maybe. So this build is going to be broken up into a couple of different parts, and I intended on finishing the entire exterior of this build in this first part. Then I realized today that I completely forgot to add the columns on the exterior part, and you'll see where the roof overhangs just a little bit on the front, and I think a little bit on the back balcony there, and maybe a couple of other areas outside. And I've forgotten to put the columns. There's supposed to be columns under where the roof overhangs, so that will look a little bit nicer, a little bit more, or a little bit better put together than it does at the end of this video. There's obviously not going to be any screenshots since I haven't finished this build yet. I think I'll finish it tomorrow. I should be finished building it tomorrow. This shouldn't be more than 2 parts. It could possibly be 3. I doubt it, though. Since I've finished most of the exterior and I've got all the windows up and everything, all I've got to do really for the outside is just do the balcony areas and add those columns, like I said. You'll see the colors here in just a little bit on the outside. I intended on doing white and black, and that is definitely going to be the colors going on inside the apartment, but it didn't work well with the exterior of the build, mainly because I wanted the penthouse to look like it matched the rest of the building. I didn't want it to look out of place. So I tried to go along the lines of the color scheme and the style of this building. That's one thing that I hate about doing apartment buildings is I feel like I have to make the exterior of a penthouse look like the rest of the apartment building. Otherwise, it just looks really weird. Unless it's like a restaurant or some type of like lounge area that kind of is supposed to look a little different. It's not a residential lot. That's why Kenny's place is very tropical and very beachy, and I didn't have a problem with that there. However, this apartment building I did have a little trouble with because it wasn't the correct style, like I said, that I wanted to do. But that's okay. I really like the way it's turned out so far anyway. So here you can see I'm just adding a balcony on the inside of the penthouse, just an upstairs balcony. And I've laid out most of where I want the rooms to go and how I want the whole layout of the house to be. And I based this off of a layout I actually found online of a penthouse. It's not exactly the way that the other one looked, and I didn't mean for it to look exactly the way the other one looked either. I just needed a little bit of inspiration since I lost that first build. So I went in and I just looked at some luxury penthouse lots, and I looked to see, the layout of some of them. I'm not really sure where this apartment actually is, the one I based this one off of. It was in another language, and it made me think that it may be in like I actually don't know. I'm not I'm not gonna pretend I do. I had an idea that maybe the language it was written in was Russian, but the style didn't really look very Russian to me. I mean, I guess it could be. I have no idea, but oh well. It's from another country. It's from a country whose language I do not know. It did have an English translation though, so I could understand where they were putting the kitchen and the bedrooms and things like that. The plan for that one actually included a child's bedroom, but Cruella De Vil doesn't have any children, so I just did 2 guest bedrooms, which we won't be getting into that in this build anyway. I haven't yet done the interior. I will record that, I think, like I said, tomorrow, and then it should be up. I think it'll go up Saturday. So Saturday, that's November the 19th. That video should go up for part 2 of Cruella De Vil's Penthouse. The Cruella De Vil cast video will be up the same day this is posted. So I think that is going to be on a Tuesday. I think that's Tuesday the 15th. I'm recording some things a little bit ahead just because I know that I have a lot of homework and I've got a lot of stuff due these next couple of weeks because I've reached the end of the semester, and I've had more due, I feel like, this semester than I have any other semester as far as homework goes. I've had 2 group projects this semester, and I usually don't have. I've maybe had 1 group project in my whole entire college career. So other than the 2 that I've had this semester. So I've had a pretty hectic schedule, and that's why some of these builds are done a little bit in advance, so that I can still be getting videos out there to help build my channel, because that's what I want to do. That's something that I've really been looking forward to starting this channel up for several months now, while I've been getting everything ready and trying to figure out what I was going to build, and trying to figure out what would be the best ways to build those things. So I've been planning this for a while, so I really hope that it does well and that it grows and becomes what I want it to be, because I do plan on continuing to put a lot of effort into these builds and into these videos, and into any other games that I start playing on this channel, because I do expect to explore some other games that I wouldn't normally play as well. As you can see, I'm placing these gold frame doors, which I love. They came with the City Living expansion pack, and they're so pretty and they're so nice, and they'd be really nice on a shop as well, like a boutique or something. I thought they looked really nice though for Cruella De Vil's penthouse. It seemed like gold frame doors would be something that she would really want. My only concern is that there's no gold framed windows to match them. Unless I'm just overlooking them. I looked and looked and looked, and there's no gold framed windows. So I had to start tying in the black here, as you can see, the black on the roof and the black on the trim and the black on the window frames with the gold. And that's because the gold just, it didn't look right if I just used white, and I didn't have any other gold framed windows to choose from. So I just went with what was the best option for this build, and that was these other windows and doors that came with the City Living expansion pack that I really like. I only wish that they came with the option of a clear window or clear glass instead of that blue glass. But that's okay, that's not that big of an issue. It doesn't ruin the build or anything. It bothers me trying to make everything look as everything mesh well together, I guess is what I'm trying to say. We also don't have any of the little small windows, those little skinny one pane or one tile wide windows that have the blue on the outside. I think we actually might have ones with blue tinted glass, but they don't have a black frame around them. I think that was the problem with them. Yeah, because I tried to make them match and it just did not work. I also wanted to throw in some different doors there, so you can see I've used some doors from Get to Work, I think. And they're just those black frame doors with the gold handles. I thought that helped tie in the gold and the black as well. And you can see I'm adding a lot of windows here just to where the balcony area is on the inside of the apartment or the penthouse. I guess it's still an apartment. The inside of the penthouse. So that, you can see how large, I guess, it goes up, maybe from the inside. If that made sense. That probably didn't make a lot of sense. But anyway, just making it look a little nicer, look a little bit more fancy. That's what I'm trying to say. I have also just realized that I left my taskbar down in the bottom of the screen there. You normally wouldn't see that. I need to make sure that I didn't do that in some of my other videos. I don't think I did, because I was having an issue where I couldn't get the whole screen in my recording, and now that's not the problem. I'm getting too much of the screen. If it's not one issue, it's another. It's okay. I will figure it out. I will work on it, and obviously I've been fiddling with it already. That's why it's messed this up. But that's not too big of a deal anyway. You can just see that I have Google Chrome open. I have no clue what it was open to either. I might have been listening to a YouTube video while I was doing this build. I have no idea. Or I could have been listening to music. I don't know. Anyway, though, as you can see, I'm placing some more windows. And I'm also, you'll see me move the camera up and down a little bit to look at the rest of the building. Just like you did just a few seconds ago. I don't do it for very long. It's really quick, just to check and make sure that everything looks like it meshes well together. So I don't want the penthouse to stand out from the building in a bad way, I guess. I mean, I want it to look really nice and really fancy, a fancy extension to the building, but I don't want it to look like stick out like a sore thumb, really different from the rest of the build. However, the tiling on the outside of the penthouse is different than the tiling on the rest of the building. I do use that same tile, though, that is on the penthouse, or on the bottom portion of the apartment building, just to try to tie it all in together. I think I actually use a darker color, though. That one, the darker tile that I use, that's coming up in just a minute, actually comes from City Living. It's that one right there. And I really like this tile. I don't know why. I mean, I guess it would be considered tile, but for some reason, I always want it to be in masonry. Like with the bricks and stuff. I have a difficult time saying that word, but I mean, I know what it is and I know what it means. So that's not the issue. I know how to pronounce it. I just can't pronounce it. Put it that way. Maybe I didn't do too horrible of a job just then. Sorry if I did. You're welcome to make fun. I don't mind at all. This little overhang here under the two big windows on the back is actually not a balcony. I just wanted to make that little, I don't know, make it so that it didn't look just like a square hanging off the back of the apartment building, I guess. I don't know. I like to do add a little depth to it, and fix it so that it looks like it belongs, without it being a balcony. I'm rambling a little bit, and I don't know exactly what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say it's decorative, and that it's just there to make the building look nice. That's all. I don't like to make my buildings just look like a rectangle, and that's why there's a lot of angles here. There's a lot of balconies. I love the top balcony right there. It's a weird shape, and it overhangs the bottom balcony. That's also got that curved, that curved line around the side of the roof, and it's so cool. There's a lot of balcony on this build, and that was purposeful. I mean, some of them are connected, some of them are not. That one right there that's outside of the guest bedroom on the bottom floor is connected to the ones that go to the living room. And then the kitchen one's not really connected on the outside, but it doesn't matter. You can always walk through the house to get to those anyway. So not all of the balconies are connected, but some of them are. And I love the way these balconies turned out in this build. I absolutely love them, especially because the first building that I did for Cruella De Vil was not great. I was having a really difficult time trying to figure out what I was trying to do and what kind of look I was going for. And this turned out really nice. This turned out very high end, very fashion forward. It looks like it belongs in the fashion district. And that's where it's at. And that's where she would be. That's, chopping up puppy skins to make fur coats. That's exactly where she would be, in the fashion district. You will see her Kaz video later on today. I think today being the same day that this video is posted, I think it should be up on the same day as this one. And you will see that I had a difficult time also dressing her, and that's just because we don't have a lot of furs to work with, because obviously she wears a lot of fur. And there's really not many animal prints at all in this game, which is kind of a little bit of an issue. But the game's still kind of new. It's not been out as long as the older sim games. So I have high hopes that we will get some more items in the future that could work for a Cruella De Vil type character. More animal prints and things like that. You can see here I'm creating my own fountain that sticks out of the floor, kind of. I used a half wall to create the outside of the fountain, and then I just placed in a hot tub, and then I added another fountain inside the hot tub. We may not have needed, or I may not have needed to add that hot tub in there, but it does close off the gaps that would have been left if I had just placed the fountain. And that fountain also came with City Living. I did scroll through a few of them, but I thought the little gold elephant on this one matched with the gold frame on the door the best. You'll see me put in a little seating area here in just a minute, close to, or on top of this black flooring that I've added. And I'm not really sure if I'm happy about that seating area. I may change it. It may change. Maybe. I'm not sure. The red looked really good, but I don't know if it's just me or what you guys might think, but those chairs seem really little. They seem really tiny compared to, look at that coffee table and look at those chairs. Those chairs seem so little. So that may be changed in the next portion. You may see me delete that and change it. I really like the way I did this lamp, though, so the lamp will stay, but that seating area might change up a little bit. I may add a fireplace out there or something. That sounds like a good idea. And I may also take that plant out. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch this video, and please let me know if you like it. Let me know if you want to see more and what types of videos you'd like to see. Like I said, be watching out for the next part of this video, maybe the last part, don't know yet. We'll see how it goes. Thanks so much for watching, though, and I will talk to you soon.